Hey, Josue here for 4322 M12 draft. I haven't had much luck recently. I did a seal, did pretty good, and then I did two drafts like that and went 0-1 drop. I tried to force black red bloodthirst, but it just never panned out, and I played pretty terribly. So here I'm not gonna focus so much on the aggressiveness. I'm just gonna take strongest card, and that's a Garrick's Horde. It's definitely one of the better cards out there, and if you get an overrun, it's just insane. Um, Here, there's a Rampant Growth, Arachnus Web, and a Cudgel Troll, which are all nice. I actually like me a Cudgel Troll a lot. He really stabilizes the ground well, and he's great late game, early game. The only bad thing about him is that he dies to Incinerate, but I think that's fine. And there's an overrun, so definitely happy taking that. Um, and there's Doubling Chant, which is not good. Carnage Worm, which I think would table. Sacred Wolf is pretty good, but I'd rather have Llanowar Elves at this point. Our curve starts at 4, so that's kind of bad. Wow. Both the Gideon's Lawkeeper and a Chandra's Outrage. That's really interesting. Um, I think Gideon's Lawkeeper is better, and it's easier to splash for. Um, but that's really interesting that those were there. Those are like easily first pickable cards. It must have been a really strong pack or something. But I'm pretty happy with all my picks so far. They're pretty strong. Um, like they're all playable, which is awesome. And while we don't know our second color yet, that's actually not that bad. I've also opened nothing since it's in my sealed and my drafts. I've opened nothing. Um, so hopefully that'll change too. So here there are a couple of cards. I really like Divination. I just love card advantage, especially in core set format. There's also Ring Flesh, which is pretty good. I like it, just because it's very mana efficient. Bendel's Veteran is alright, good for aggressive strategies. But I think I'm gonna take the Sacred Wolf. Hexproof just seems so good, and uh, let me see, 4/4. I'd rather have a Stonehorn Dignitary at that point. He's better than I thought. He comes down, has a good toughness, and completely skips the turn for them. It just helps you stabilize a lot more. Here, dollar versus a plummet. Actually, gonna take the dollar. And the Rampant Growth tabled, which is interesting. All these green cards, seems like green is underdrafted. Rampant Growth shouldn't really be. Wow. Um, I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. I'd rather hate a Lava Axe just in case. I don't want to randomly get beaten by that. I'm really surprised there's two Rampant Growths tabled. I'd take it like third to fifth pick. I'd definitely take it. So yeah, definitely underdrafted here. Take a Rift. Rift is actually pretty good against us. Not for the destroy land, but because our creatures don't really have flying. Fortunately, we don't have any giant spiders or anything like that, but let's hope that changes. Um, so we'll see. We're seeing a bit of the white. There's Soren's Vengeance, which is really good. Do I want a Soren's Vengeance? I think I do. I think it's a really strong card. Just a 20-point life swing is just incredible. And I've never really played with it, and I just love playing with your cards. It's definitely a finisher. And we have Rampant Growth to get the double 3. So here we could splash a Pacifism. I think we could do that. I'd rather splash a Pacifism than Incinerate, even though it sucks that we're passing one, and we passed another one too. Other than that, we could take like a Soren's Thirst. Mm, I'd rather splash a Pacifism and a Gideon's Lawkeeper. With double rampant growth, we could definitely do it. Um, and there's no really strong green cards anyway. Wow, Volcanic Dragon, really? And that's like the third Incinerate. Maybe we should have just gone red and had a really good deck. It's unfortunate. Um, you know what? This card is too strong for me to pass it, though. If the black doesn't come, I guess we could just move into red. Um, wow, really interesting, though. Really interesting. So let's see how the rest of the pack pans out. Now here, there's Bloodseeker, which doesn't seem too good. Wall of Torches, Warstorm Surge, not the greatest. I don't want to bang Chuckers. I think I'll just take a Wall of Torches. The only bad thing about a Wall of Torches is that one toughness is really fragile. But if we're red, we'll need early drops. Alright, there's an Acidic Slime. There's also a Troll Hide, which is good, but I like Acidic Slime's 2-for-1-ness. And the World Slayer, that's pretty awesome. So I don't know what I want to be. Oh, the red all dried up after we didn't take like the 20 Incinerates that came to us. Which I'm actually pretty unhappy about because like we took cards that we might not play over those Incinerates, and I'd rather, if we're not gonna play a card, I'd rather have the Incinerates. But I really thought more black would come to us. I guess it didn't though. We are definitely gonna play the Pacifism though, so it's not the worst. And there's a Greater Basilisk, which is pretty good, but I actually have been impressed with this Hunter's Insight. Especially on something like a Sacred Wolf. If they're just tapped out and you're attacking, they don't block, you just play it, and there's no fear of any repercussions because it has hexproof. I could take another Titanic Growth or Vastwood Gorger. I'm actually not sure about that. I think I'm gonna take a Vastwood Gorger. No, I'll take another Titanic Growth. Probably pick up a Vastwood Gorger later. Here I'm gonna hate a Flash Freeze. Though we need a Vastwood Gorger, I think we could just pick up another like random fat guy later, like a Stampeding Rhino or something. One of the cards I would like, however, is a Stingflinger Spider. Just in case. Alright, so we're still unsure of our second color, so let's hope we open a bomb. And be happy with that. Alright. I am scared that we don't have a giant spider, and we don't have a giant spider or a Stingflinger spider, or any spider really. There's another Overrun, and there's a Skin Shifter. To be honest, we actually don't have that many creatures. And I like a Skin Shifter. It's really versatile. And it's great early, late, at any point in time. Yeah, so I'll pick that up. There's a Fireball, which is awesome. So we'll probably just be base green splash cards. This pack is pretty terrible. There's one green card. There's a Circle of Flame. Could take an Assault Griffin. and play the white and just splat. That seems less good, but there's really nothing else. And really, the more creatures, the better. There's a shock. I think at this point we're just gonna be Naya colors. There's no getting around it. Those those incinerates would have been nice, but we really only missed out on one incinerate because definitely would pick up pacifism over an incinerate, and we missed out on one with Soren's Vengeance, but I think that's okay. Here, I do like Hunter's Insight, but having two, I feel like will make for pretty awkward draws. So I'd rather have another Cudgel Troll, and the Insight might table anyway. And this Jade Mage is actually an awesome pickup. Great with our overrun. So I think we're turning out pretty good. I think in my other drafts I was too worried about the format being too fast, but I lost to like decks that weren't really that bad. So it's like doesn't seem that great. I could take a Stampeding Rhino, but I actually want this Manic Vandal. We have no naturalizers or anything right now, and just having an answer to an artifact to an equipment or something, or like a Throne of Empires, which I've played against like 20 times already. Just seems pretty good. And yeah, let's hope. And there's Giant Spider, which is a great relief. Just being able to block these flyers. I could take a Garrick Companion or a Llanowar Elves, and I think I'd rather take another Llanowar Elves. Here, I think I want the Rhino. Yeah. I'll take a Circle Flame. Circle Flame, I've seen it being played, and actually Demystify is not that bad. I've seen it played, and it's not terrible. It's actually pretty good. It kind of stops some decks cold, and it makes it so all your creatures, if they can block, they're essentially +1/+0, just because of that damage. So it's obviously better in multiples, and like this against like a Jade Mage is pretty good too, because it just destroys their offense unless they draw an overrun. Okay, so here we can play the shock. That's it for red. 3 red cards. Okay, then here Dignitary, Assaultgriff, Mighty Leap. No, not Mighty Leap. Pacifism, Lawkeeper, 4 white cards. Then here the Horde, Overrun, Slime, Rhino, Troll. This plus World Slayer, it's a pretty good combo there, but we're not gonna try that. Giant Spider, Sacred Wolf, Lurking Crocodile. If we're missing a playable, I'd play it. Hunter's Insight, yes. Double Rampant Growth, Skin Shifter, Jade Mage, 2 Lannies, and 1 Titanic Growth. So we have 15 creatures. That seems pretty good. And we don't need like an excessive amount of forests. So I think 10. And then 3 and 3. Wait. I think we want more planes for sure. The only awkwardness is this guy, but he also takes up white mana, and against our curve seems pretty good, and against a blue deck, we'll play the crocodile over something like I might play it over a sacred wolf actually. Actually, that seems better in general. I like sacred wolf, but we don't have any auras to play it with, so and because there's so many 1/1s around, and like everybody's curve is just lower, it's not as good here. But we have a Demystify for like a Mind Control or like an Angelic Destiny and Manic Vandal for opposing artifacts. So hopefully we could get there. And yeah, this is sitting on the sideboard, but it's fine. No artifacts, so we're not playing the Buried Rune. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and I'll see you for round 1.